So I've decided that I want to go on this little journey of like self-discovery. I'm gonna call it like messed up media versus little me or whatever. And I want to take a look at some of the media that I hold near and dear to my own heart that I think may have had a not so fantastic impact on how I view either myself or the world. Despite how much I care for these pieces of media, shows, movies, music, and it's kind of inspired by my first example. My boyfriend took me to see my favorite movie of all time in movie theaters, which is The Fifth Element. I love that movie. I think it's stylistically one of the most beautiful, fun movies ever made. Jean-Paul Gaultier, I think that's how you pronounce it. It does all the costumes, and the costumes are magnificent, all down to like the girl working the drive-thru at McDonald's. So cool. Anyway, there's a scene in that movie in particular that kind of gave me this weird gut reaction when I was in the movie theater, and it really made me think about having seen that scene as a kid. Early on in the movie, Bruce Willis's character, Corbin Dallas, is being recruited by his old army general to go on this mission to save the world, and he needs to get into Fhloston Paradise, which is a hotel that's sold out, and they rig this croquet contest to make sure that he has tickets to get in. Now, there is a scene where the general has two other soldiers with him, one male and one female, and he states that this is, I have it written down because it's that important to me, this is Major Iceborg, that is the female soldier. She will come with you as your wife. And then a woman who looks like this, I will figure out how to put something here, steps forward, and all she does in that scene, the only thing that she does is she steps forward and she gives him one hefty head nod of at your service. And Bruce Willis reacts by getting this like look of sheer disgust on his face. And he goes, "I'm not going." And it's like he's refusing to do what's necessary for him to do, because the sheer thought of being seen with a woman who looks like this is just so heinous to him. And I'm sure that as a little girl, my first thought was, oop, can't be this lady, can't be like this lady, because we don't want this kind of reaction. Now, is Luc Besson a good person when it comes to taking on his viewpoint of women? No. The man's second marriage was to a girl that he started courting when he was 31 years old and she was 15 years old. That's disgusting. It's on the Wikipedia page, man. It's right there. So do I look to Luc Besson to tell me how I should feel about myself? Absolutely not. However, I remember having that same gut feeling in the movie theater at 34 years old and realizing I grew up to look just like this woman. And there's nothing wrong with that. I wrote it down because it's important to me. Major Iceborg is played by a actress named Julie T. Wallace. And as you see here, when I figure out how to put stuff here, she's a stunner. She's a beautiful woman. Yes, she's of larger stature than you're used to seeing in Hollywood films. I'll give her that. I mean, I understand the rest of the movie was full of models. So yeah, it's jarring to see a woman who is tall and full-figured. And you know what? It's important to look back at something like that and to look at yourself as a kid and say, hey man, it's okay to grow up and be that woman. There's nothing wrong. There was never anything wrong with her. She was a beautiful, strong woman in the force, or on the force, whatever. She was like in the military. Wouldn't you want somebody like that as your secondary person on a mission where you're going up against alien warriors? Do you want a sturdy woman who can swing a fist and like crack a dude's skull open? Anyway, it's important to really be critical of the media that we consume and the stuff that we like allow to play in the back of our minds. And being in that movie theater as an adult woman really made me realize how much some of this old stuff is playing back there, even if I don't necessarily remember or pay attention to it. And so I think I'm going to be a little bit more critical moving forward. I think I'm going to dig into some of my favorites and really see what is going on that tape recorder in my brain. I just want you guys to know that I love you and you should take care of yourselves.